Hey, what's up guys, this is Daddy Cool and I have just completed potioncraft the alchemist simulator on suffering mode, and I thought it's a good idea to create a helping hand for those who are struggling to complete this difficulty. So here we go. So tip number one is that there is no time limit, so the days do not count. If you're struggling at a given time with the chapters, with the requirements and such, just pass some days, harvest some resources, get more money, and you will eventually overcome the difficulties and will be able to finish the game. Tip number two is to focus on seeds. As you can see, it's only day 2. I have completed a couple of tasks in the first day. You can even complete more on the first day if you really wish, but I was able to unlock the herb seed harvesting perk on level 5, that's the maximum, so I have 5% chance to obtain a seed when harvesting. And if I get to the garden, you can see that I already received a seed in here, and I can expand my garden, the flora in here, really fast. Seed harvesting is really useful at late game too. As you can see, I was able to buy the crystal mine at day 94 with 2 crystal seeds here, started to plant the seeds, and with the help of the seed drops, this is how it looks at day 130. So the crystal mine is already full and the seeds only came from the drops. Tip number 3 is to aim for cheaper potions. Now, at the start of the game there are just only a limited type of resources that you can use to craft some valuable potions, like the shield spell in general. But as the game progresses, you will unlock new recipes, new plants, new possibilities to make it even cheaper. As you can see, I was able to create it with 2 ingredients only, and you can also create money-making recipes from ingredients that you have surplus of. But this is not the end of this process, because the crystals and salts combination is just so strong that this is gonna be your main income late game. Tip number 4, double harvesting. So normally you can harvest the herbs, the mushrooms and the crystals once per day, but there are 2 potions that can help you. One of them is the wild growth, the other one is the stone skin. You should produce level 3 of these potions, and you can add the wild growth to the herbs and mushrooms and the stone skin to the crystals and do a double harvesting, just as I do on this video. Now the benefits are that by doing double harvesting you receive double XP for watering the plants and harvesting them. With the double quantity of resources you are more able to complete the requests that the customers have. Double harvesting means double chance for seed drops, and you can complete your garden much faster, while having plenty of resources in your inventory means that you can produce a big quantity of high value potions in a relative low time. However, towards late game you have so many resources, so many plants, that this activity gets pretty boring, and as there is no time limit for the game while you have to complete it, probably you will just skip this activity at that point. Tip number 5, how to trade. Now there are 2 main sources for your income. One of them is to complete tasks for different customers, and the other one is to mass produce potions and sell them to traders. For mass production, bulk brewing is an essential skill. You have to max it out, and for all kinds of trade I strongly suggest to unlock the highest haggling level. Towards endgame, once you have unlocked all the skills you wanted to have, you will just put all the points into talented potion seller, just as I did. Now I suggest to use the hardest haggling mode only for the most expensive potions, and of course for the traders to squeeze out as many gold from them as you can. If you are buying new recipes, do the trading in 2 steps. On first step, just buy the recipe with gold at half price, and after this, as the trader has plenty of gold in the pocket, you can sell your potions to the trader at 50% higher price than normal, and you can get your money back, and at the end of the day you will have more gold in your pocket than if you sell the potions while you are buying the recipes. Tip number 6, have a recipe for most cases. Now early on the possibilities are really limited, but as the game progresses more and more options are offered. It's a good idea to create wild growth and stone skin recipe for double harvesting, have one major or multiple moneymaker recipes that you can use to generate money. It is also a good idea to keep the strongest versions of the most frequently requested potions so you can produce them in quantity of 5s, and have recipes for hard to reach effects that you can brew into weak or strong potions depending on the request, or even add multiple additional effects. I also suggest to update these recipes from time to time according to the fresh ingredients. Tip number 7. Do not rush. The game progresses as you finish chapters. This means once you have completed a chapter, you can expect some kind of a new resource or new requirements from the customers to appear. New resources translate into more options, of course, but also if you cannot fulfill the customer request because you didn't have enough money to buy the new resource, then you are in trouble. So my suggestion is to stockpile money before making a big step forward. Tip number 8. Plan your garden. There are a couple of places that can support only a few types of herbs. The tree can have 3 mushroom types, the water can have 3 wheat types, under the tree you can have the truffle, and on the ceiling only 1 type of root. Now eventually you will fill all these spaces with herbs, so it's a good idea to create, for example, money-making recipes that contain these ingredients, and if there are other types also in the recipe, plant those in your garden. If you check my endgame garden here, you see that it's really colorful, and the reason is that customers tend to request special ingredients as a main ingredient or additional ingredients, so the best thing you can do is to stock up a little bit of everything. Tip number 10. Plan your skill tree development. Now when I started I was a little bit confused how to proceed with the skill tree with so many options. If you take my advice, this is how I would do it if I would start it over. So in the first days I would only focus on herbs to have a higher yields from harvesting. Also the fertilizing is really important, and of course the herb seed harvesting is pretty important. But other than a couple of these skills, I would skip all the rest of the green tree area, because you would like to advance with the story, and to do that you have to purchase a couple of things which are pretty expensive at this point of the game. So after the herbs I would focus my points on bulk brewing for cheaper potion crafting, and after that straight into the highest level of haggling. And if you feel comfortable at this point, you can start to advance the story and sell your potions. So once you advance to the new chapter, you should spend the next points into potion promotion so that the customers buy potions for a higher price. And at this point probably you will see some new mushroom seeds which you should buy, I mean the new types, and this is the time when you can start to spend some points into mushroom harvesting for higher yields, and of course the mushroom seed drops to be able to fill your garden with the different kind of plants. And when the game progresses even further, I would put all my points into talented potion seller, so that I am generating enough money to finance to buy the crystal mine and the crystal seed. Both of them are pretty expensive on suffering mode, so you have to have enough money to buy that. But once it's done, you can start to spend some points into the crystal trees, the crystal skills. The crystal seed harvesting is really useful, just as the previous seed harvestings too. So that's it. And at this point you can decide what else do you want to put some points into, like the salt specialist is a really good one, because just as I mentioned earlier, the late game moneymaker recipe for me were the crystals and some salts. These are pretty cheap in general compared to other ingredients, and they are just generating a huge amount of money. And that's it. These are the tips I can give you. All in all, I do not think that suffering mode is a serious challenge. It just takes much more time to complete the game in general, but as there is no time limit, this is also not a big problem. The only time when I felt I'm suffering was when I was creating the Philosopher's Salt and the Philosopher's Stone, because the components are just so far away from each other that it was struggling for me. Anyways, I really enjoyed the game, and I hope this video will also help you too to complete the game. See you next time.